Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Barbara McNeely, and I want to introduce you to my kitchen and tell you about my new venture. I have spent time in the kitchen since I was 9 years old. I started off watching my mom as she cooked. Sometimes I'd learn, sometimes I'd help, but I was always interested in what she was doing. She was one of those that baked from scratch, especially cakes and things like that. And so that's how I learned. And I was baking cakes and cookies from 10 years old. The summer that I turned 10 or 11, I don't remember now, I used to get up about once or twice a month, early in the morning, and I would make donuts from scratch. And I would pack them off and send them with my dad as he went to work. And I was the most popular person in his office that summer. So in high school, my sister Connie had a small family and was on her own and was cooking for her family. And she put her heart and soul into anything she wanted to learn to do. And so that's what she did with cooking back then. And she could bake. Oh my goodness. So things that would come out of her kitchen, and she could cook. She taught me a lot. I learned to bake bread from Connie. She, of course, was also a cook from scratch type of cook, and so that's what I have become. And though we've lost Connie, it's been 20 years now or so, she is still here in spirit in my kitchen whenever I am cooking. Growing up, though, I never really paid attention when Mom was cooking the vegetables. So I never was good at cooking vegetables. I got the ones in the freezer section, and they're not the most interesting things in the planet, and they're not the tastiest things in the planet. And sometimes, like when it comes to Brussels sprouts, don't even bother, they're awful. But Brussels sprouts cooked right are really, really good. All of that changed for me when we found the farmer's market here in town. And we started going there every week, and I would buy vegetables. First, the ones that I was kind of familiar with and could figure out how to cook. Then I got braver, and I would ask the farmers and other people there how they cooked things, and they would tell me, and I'd research, and I would cook. And it got to where, over time, I actually am to the point now that a lot of times I'll just come up with my own recipes for what I want to cook. But that was a process, and the point of that is that anyone can learn all of that. It's just a matter of spending time doing it. So I've always been the type, though, that liked to keep learning. And of course, I can always improve my cooking skills. And so in 2012, my husband gifted me a 1-week boot camp with the CIA. No, not that CIA. This Culinary Institute of America CIA. It was a fantastic time. They started off with knife skills, and then they went through various cooking techniques. We would talk about a few every day. They went dry methods and moist heat and things like that, sautés, whatever. But we would go through a few of them each day, and then we'd break up into teams and we would practice. And of course, we then got to eat it. So that was a fabulous week of really good food and learning an awful lot of stuff. I'm also a health coach, and that's something that I started doing because I had to solve some health issues of my own, and along the way learn the importance of eating healthy. So I became a health coach, and now my new venture is a combination of those, mostly cooking, but also with some health coach stuff brought in, because I want to help people learn how to cook, how to plan healthy meals, and how to eat healthy. And so that's why today I am announcing this new venture. It's to create a safe environment for people so they can learn how to cook for themselves and their family, so they can learn to eat healthier, and help also with the planning and the preparation of healthy meals. So what does that look like? Well, I have this big picture idea that has this large test kitchen, and in there we have classes. And not only classes, but we have demonstrations. And it's even if you wanted a quick lesson on a technique, maybe you could learn that there. And there's more, but that's a long way down the road. For now, I'm going to have cooking videos and online classes, and a cooking app and cookbook of some sort, and also individual and group coaching, and as well as a limited amount of one-on-one cooking sessions. But I also want it to be a community. I want people involved in the whole thing. And that's where I'm going to need the input. If you're a novice or if you're a seasoned cook, maybe you have things to share. Maybe you have things you'd like to learn. But that's what I want to know. I even want to make it a space where the people that are kitchen phobic, and I know you're out there, you can learn to cook too. So what is this called? Well, it doesn't have a name right now. I'm sorry, but I had a name for it when it was a cookbook, and it was a limited cookbook that was called Veggies 101. And I still want to do the concept of Veggies 101 because it was about starting with the simplest recipes for veggies, the very few ingredients, so that one could learn slowly and easily how to cook various vegetables. But what I envision now is a lot bigger than just veggies and just Veggies 101, because it'll go way beyond vegetables and way beyond just the simple ones. So we're working on a name, and I'm sure it will come. But I want to address this whole fear of cooking that people have. I don't personally understand it because like I said, I've been in the kitchen my whole life. So to me, there's no fear involved. But I understand that people would have a fear because anything we're not familiar with, that's how it goes. But Julia Child, one of her favorite quotes is this: the only real stumbling block is a fear of failure. In cooking, you've got to have a what the hell attitude. And if you have that attitude, that what the hell, nothing can go terribly wrong, and you're not fearful of what you're doing, you can do it. It starts with that what the hell attitude, because you can get in there. Will you fail? No, you won't really fail. You might make mistakes. I've made some real doozy mistakes. Most of them have been okay. And some have been rather interesting, serendipitous things. But sometimes, occasionally, there's something that just doesn't work out. But the only real failure in all of that is the failure to try, or the failure to continue trying. So I encourage you, if you want in any way to have the ability to make better, healthier meals for your family, to follow along and see what goes on from here. In the next few weeks, you'll be seeing more and more of what's on offer with this venture of mine. But I thank you now for listening, and stay tuned for more. Bye now.